Oh, Lord. Now, I wanted to wait a while before I spoke on the Carlee Russell situation because naturally, how things just have been going within this world within the last 5 to 7 years, I question everything. So when I first saw this story, I said, I'm just going to wait and just watch it unfold before I give an opinion. And baby, am I ever glad I did. One thing I can say is that when we as a people, black people, speaking specifically about us, when we make any progress in the world as far as racism, discrimination, harassment, there's always that one person or that one group of people who are going to set us the hell back. And for 2023, baby, that was Carlee Russell. Now, as a black woman, I have had my fair share of discrimination, I'd say, mistreatment, just belittling. And I have to stand firm and tall on who I am and what I believe. I have a son, a black son, and I'm raising him to be confident in who he is, be strong-willed, strong-minded, and also to be respectful. And I need for him to understand his position and his strength. And in order for me to teach him that, I have to exhibit that as well, right? So when I say I don't tolerate no injustice, I don't tolerate the disrespect from anybody. And I'm doing that to show him that he don't have to tolerate it neither, you know. So when this story unfolded and it came out that this woman lied, when we have many and plenty of black girls and women who disappear, who are abused, who are targeted, it pissed me the hell off. How in the hell do you sit up and search and plan your disappearance? Call the law and say you see a toddler walking on the side of the road, the highway, interstate, freeway, wherever the hell you saw him, and you the only car that seen him. I knew at that point that it was something wrong with this story. Turns out this girl lost her relationship because her boyfriend was cheating on her with a stripper. She lost her job for stealing. She failed out of nursing school on drugs. And yet and still, as soon as I get on Instagram, the first and the only thing I see is Carlee Russell. Return her home. Return her home. And this heifer sitting back, done left her wig side the road, took her phone, took her snacks, watching everybody search for her. Now, the same way they did Justice Smollet, because what he did was stupid too, is the same way they need to do this girl. I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, protect black women. That's what they were trying to do. Oh, they're questioning her story because she's black, as they should. As they should. Because you don't sit up and utilize resources, hopes and prayers for a scheme and scandal when we have people out here who really need it. They said while this woman's on the phone with the police, she traveled 6 football fields worth of highway. Said she was following behind this toddler in a t-shirt and a diaper. Little white boy. And I'm thinking to myself when I heard this, the hell she want the people to think the boy was running, he was sprinting, exercising, jogging. And she held on to this story. Her mama and daddy doing interviews. Daddy sitting there looking confused. Mama lying straight through her teeth. Don't want to tell people what's going on, probably because she's embarrassed. Lady, shut the hell up. Talking about give us our privacy. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Because if you wanted privacy, you should have had that when your daughter was lying. Now, I'm not getting on to the mama making it seem as though it's her fault, because I don't believe her parents knew what she was doing. This is a young, immature, ignorant young woman who felt like her life was falling apart. and she didn't have the knowledge on how to handle that. It can either be she grew up without that type of support, or she grew up with too much of support being babied. And she can't handle letdowns. She can't handle disappointments. So in order for her to face what she was going through in her life, she decided to lie. Oh, Lord Jesus, I can't wait to see what happened with this case, because this is why, well, this specific incident isn't the primary reason, but it's things like this is what perpetuates the idea that Black women don't need help, don't need support, why we don't get help and support. And when all she had to do was sit down and talk to somebody about how she was feeling and what she was going through. Take a break. Take a break from work. Take a break from school if that's what you need. Maybe she didn't have the courage to do so. But baby, if you got the courage to call 911 and tell them you see a little white baby walking down the road with a t-shirt and a pamper on in the middle of the night on the highway, and if you got the courage to take your damn wig off and throw it in the bushes and get on a picture smiling with your Celia braids, baby, you got the courage to sit your ass down and talk to somebody. Who we gonna keep our eyes and ears open and follow this story, because I am highly upset.